Hello, everybody. This is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild coming to you from Israel, week ending January 7th, 2020, bringing you the summary of the news from Israel. And like I tell you every week, we do all the hard work. We read the papers, we watch the news, we summarize everything, and you don't need to do a thing. You just sit there on your couch, enjoy, listen, and you get a summary of all the important stories from here in Israel. So if you're joining us, put your name in below, say hello, tell us where you're from. Love to see who's actually listening. So this week, Sudan officially joins the Abraham Accords with signing, with official signing on Wednesday. Sudan signed on to the Abraham Accords officially. So that's fantastic. The fourth country. We're looking for more. Maybe Saudi Arabia will be next. We'll see. Iran, it's been reported, will be adding 1,000 centrifuges to boost their uranium enrichment, which is, of course, in violation of international agreements, which is very troubling and very worrisome in Israel. Netanyahu, our prime minister, demands a full lockdown, and he gets his wish. Tonight, Thursday night in Israel, will be getting a full lockdown. Once again, businesses will be closed, schools closed, everything. The numbers here are skyrocketing, unfortunately, and we need to stop the virus in its tracks. This week, just near my house, sadly, a terrorist attempted an attack with a meat cleaver. Luckily, he was stopped by the soldiers in the region, and he was, as they say, neutralized. Let's put it this way. He'll never pick up a meat cleaver again. Anyhow, if you're just joining us, put your name in the comments below, say hello, and I'd love to see who is out there. And a first in Israel, a female officer will head the Israeli intelligence efforts against Iran. Her name is undisclosed, but she's a 37-year-old woman who started her military career with decrypting aerial images, and she's the first woman in such a job, which is an extremely sensitive and highly secure position, very, very important. Of course, that's why her name and picture has not been released. Netanyahu's right-wing rivals did something this week that could spell trouble for our prime minister. Of course, we're going to elections a fourth time, as I've mentioned many times, in March, and two rival right-wing parties signed an agreement to share their votes, meaning, well, it's a little bit complicated. I'm not going to get into it, but it's not good news for Netanyahu. But if you are a right winger, right of center, it's not really bad news. It's just bad news for the Likud. The United Arab Emirates nabbed an Iranian terror squad planning to attack Israelis in Abu Dhabi. I love that name, Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the United Arab Emirates. It's most, and of course, its most populous city. So Israelis have been visiting there in the thousands. There was a report some 70,000 Israelis visited over Hanukka. So this is good news that they're taking security seriously. A Arab suspect admitted to killing Esther Horgan. Remember, we reported that story, horrible story, mother of six who was out for a morning jog and was murdered by an Arab terrorist who was captured and admitted this week to his heinous crime. In Tel Aviv this week, there was a mysterious hot steam emerging from the ground between two apartment buildings. And despite 3 days of efforts, the officials still do not know where the hot steam is coming from. I have my thoughts, but I'm not going to share them with you. An Israeli driver, sadly this week, a woman was badly injured by Arab stone throwers in the region of Binyamin, which is just north of Jerusalem and to the east a bit. So we pray for her recovery. The perpetrators were captured. Israel's population approaches 10 million, which they share the figures every year around January 1st, which is incredible because in 1990, there were 4.8 million people living in Israel. So we have pretty much doubled the population in the last 30 years. And let's end with an amazing, amazing story. Israeli researchers announced this week that they beat cancer with a groundbreaking, it's called a microbiome transplant. For the first time in the world, said the researchers, we have successfully fought cancerous tumors by changing the gut microbiome. Changing the gut microbiome can reprogram the immune system to attack the malignant tumors, according to results of a unique clinical trial at Sheba Medical Center in Israel. So please God, good news is on the horizon for all of those who are fighting cancer. You know, we pray for you, and we hope that this will develop as quickly as possible into an amazing, groundbreaking treatment. So wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom, a peaceful Sabbath from Israel. And we are grateful that you're tuning in. And that's all.